Good morning and welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where this morning we are exploring what it means to continue the promise. Joining us this morning, we have Senior Defense Official and Defense Attaché Commander Richard Reyes of the U.S. Embassy, of course. And joining us as well is Mr. David Green, aka Trini, the Deputy Director, as they describe to us what it means or what is the significance of the visit of the USNS Burlington as part of Continuing Promise 2023. A mouthful, but we'll get through it this morning. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you for joining us on Now.
Thank you, our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Now, the first thing anyone wants to know is what exactly is the Continuing Promise mission? And Mr. Green, I think you could probably explore that with us.
So Continuing Promise 23 is an initiative by the United States Southern Command in partnership with the United States Embassy that's going to bring the United States naval ship Burlington to the shores of Trinidad this weekend. While the ship is docked here in Port of Spain, the crew members on the ship will be involved in several community engagements across the country.
Now, immediately I'm wondering, across the country, as in Trinidad only, or will we be seeing some action in Tobago as well, Commander?
Yeah, so on this opportunity, it'll be mostly focused on Trinidad. However, there will be future activities as part of the Continuing Promise for Tobago.
What do these activities actually look like? What does it entail?
Yeah, so Continuing Promise is much more than just a medical mission. Although medical engagement is the focus, there will also be veterinarians aboard that will treat dogs and horses. There will be some construction battalion engineers, which we call Navy Seabees, which will work side by side with Trinidad and Tobago Defense Forces to do some humanitarian construction projects. There will be symposiums for gender-based violence, humanitarian assistance disaster relief symposiums, and there will also be some band engagements as well.
Now that we can enjoy. You know, we Trinidadians, we like to lime. But granted that you specifically highlighted medical engagements, what do they take the form of?
Yeah, so the focus of the mission is that our healthcare providers will work side by side with their Trinidadian counterparts in clinics, and basically it's really to try to alleviate the healthcare system, take care of more patients. Those registered patients waiting in line will go through further quicker, and then doctors will learn from one another.
Beautiful. So this is absolutely open to the public.
It is open to the public.
Perfect. However, I understand that as much as the ship is docked and the persons on board will be coming off, are we, the citizens, allowed to go on?
So I'll take that question. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not going to be possible. It's a very short visit, and almost the entirety of the crew will be out doing engagements, so it won't be open to the public this time.
You say short. We're looking at specific dates in September, yes?
That's correct. The ship will arrive on the 2nd of September, and it will depart on the 10th, but the engagements take place between the 4th and the 8th.
Well, one of the engagements you mentioned that seemed to be at the top of my list to engage with, it would be the Navy Band's concerts or general band being here. How do we get to enjoy that? What does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. The band is probably one of the most popular aspects of the mission. They're great. It's a 9 to 10 person brass band,
Nice.
but they'll be linemen and playing music with the TTDF band, the TTPS band. They'll be doing engagements throughout the country. There are two specifics that are open to the public.
Right.
One is on September 4th.
And I'm taking note of dates.
At the C3 Center in San Fernando at 4 p.m. And the other one that's open to the public occurs on September 8th. And that's at the Hadco Phase 2 Woodbrook Pan Yard.
All right.
Starting at 7 p.m.
Nice. I'm very impressed by your use of the word lime. Clearly, Mr. Green has been teaching you well.
Good influence on me.
Mr. Green, can you expand on why this is significant in terms of the involvement of the U.S. Navy and others in terms of Trinidad soil?
Sure. So over the years, the United States Southern Command, and Trinidad and Tobago has had a very long, strong partnership. And the United States naval ship coming here to Trinidad is an example of that partnership. So it's a 4-country mission. It started in Panama, it's in Colombia now, and it's going to come to Trinidad. And when she leaves Trinidad, she will go to Grenada for the last stop of Continuing Promise 23. So when Burlington departs Trinidad, that strong partnership between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States does not end. We work closely with the embassy, and we will continue to explore humanitarian assistance projects or anything that's significant to continue to build the capacity of the United States and Trinidad and Tobago's government.
Beautiful. Now, granted that we're looking at humanitarian efforts, there may be NGOs or, well, yes, non-governmental organizations that may want to get involved, partner, or even just observe what you are bringing to our shores. Is there any way that they can get involved?
Sure, absolutely. In fact, they've already been involved, and I'd like to really thank our counterparts in the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of National Security. They've been great hosts, and they've been planning this along with us for the past month and a half, and we have engaged several NGOs, but they can get in contact with the ministries as well as the U.S. Embassy if they'd like to get involved.
Good stuff. And as much as citizens will be part of these NGOs or volunteering their times as well, do they need to separately register or make those linkages through the NGOs only? How do we get more people on board?
Yeah, I think the best way is to get a hold of us in the embassy. We've already gone through quite an extensive planning process, so it'll be a little bit difficult to get them into this point, but again, we're welcoming to any type of opportunities to engage.
Okay, so then we're going to mark our calendars for September 4th and 8th, specifically for those band performances.
Yes.
But are there any other dates, numbers, or connectivities that we should note so that we can become a part of the continued promise as well?
So, I know we've talked a lot about Trinidad, but just to let everyone in Trinidad and Tobago know that Tobago has not been forgotten. And shortly here, the U.S. ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago will make a donation on behalf of the U.S. Embassy and the United States Southern Command. It will be an ambulance and a field hospital to Tima. So Tobago, we did not forget about you.
Nice.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Of course, to an island state. And what are the handles, social media, Twitter, and the likes,
Yes,
so that we can stay connected and see reactions?
So the handle on Facebook to follow us is TTUSA, and on Instagram and Twitter it's USNINTT.
USNTT. Makes sense. In that case, let me say thank you very much for taking time out, because I know you guys are planning for this to be fantastic.
Right.
So we appreciate you visiting us today to keep up on the promise in more ways than one.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing you and, of course, the rest of the team. You're saying September 2nd to 10th,
Yes.
when the beautiful vessel will be on our shores. But this morning we say thank you again to Commander Richard Reyes and, of course, Mr. Green, a.k.a. Trini, making sure he knew how to say line.
Yeah.
And making sure that all humanitarian efforts between the U.S. and Trinidad continue beautifully as part of the continued promise. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us. Happy
Hopefully
Independence Day.
I was just about to say, hopefully we celebrate independence, even though it's all the way in September together.
Yeah.
But for now, guys, we are taking a break. We continue to bring you more on the Now Morning Show, so stick around.